Karibuni to the Now Report on TV47. My name is Furaha, and as always, I am excited to be here, and of course, niko na a lot of updates for you. Now, today I want us to start by addressing the elephant in the room. Now, of course, you all know exactly what that means. Now, the streets of Nairobi and other major towns have witnessed heightened security as Kenya marks the annual Sabasaba demonstrations. The police have not taken any chances, setting up strict screening checkpoints on all major roads leading into the Nairobi Central Business District and barricading Parliament Road with heavy razor wire to ensure that today's pro-democracy marches remain strictly orderly. Although regional commanders branded the protest illegal due to a lack of formal notification, public transport operators have managed to keep commuting relatively normal, leaving the day to unfold as a high-stakes balancing act between the constitutional right to peacefully assemble and the state's determination to keep business open. So far, 4 protesters wameshikwa. They've been arrested in Nairobi CBD. Yes, clearly it is yet another interesting day in the CBD. I've gone through Nyayo Stadium. There's one at the roundabout Yakuyu and Mombasa towards Nyayo. And then there's one at the AAR. That's another blockade with the police on a pita. Though the one at Nyayo Stadium, they're basically letting people get into town right now. So it's not as volatile, but yes, there is stuff happening. Now, if you think your local dispensary has potent stuff, police in Arizona are recommending If you think your dispensary has potent stuff, police in Arizona are recommending negligence charges against parents who allegedly left their doors open while their house reeked of marijuana, allowing their 18-month-old toddler to wander out and fall into a bucket pool. But the real drama began at the hospital, where a doctor famously brushed off police officers who noticed signs of life, telling them he went to medical school for a reason before officially pronouncing the boy dead. Now, in a twist that sounds like a low-budget Nollywood movie, the local medical examiner arrived 5 hours later, only to find the toddler casually breathing inside the hospital morgue's cold room. The miracle baby was rushed to another facility and has since fully recovered, leaving the hospital to conduct a very awkward internal review while the expert doctor learns that the hard way that a medical degree is still no match for a stubborn African-style resurrection. Guys, tuache kucheza na maisha ya watu, yeah? Anyway, that sometimes usikuwa na kiburi hivyo. Now, this is a kid who things could have really gone badly just if someone had not stepped into that morgue. Anyway, tusonge mbele. The dream of looking for greener pastures in South Africa kidogo ni kama imeturn into an absolute nightmare for thousands of African migrants who are now packed into a bustling temporary repatriation center near the Zimbabwe border after a wave of intense anti-migrant protests kicked them out of major cities. The farm facility outside Musina is currently bursting at the seams, forcing families from Zimbabwe, Malawi and Zambia into separate tents where they are battling thick dust, overcrowding and the looming threat of a sanitation crisis. Humanitarian group Gift of the Givers is running on overdrive, serving up to 30,000 meals a day and handing out basic toiletries just to stop the camp from turning into a disease hotspot while families wait for buses back home. While South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has warned citizens that taking the law into their own hands is completely out of order, several African governments are not taking any chances, rapidly deploying emergency evacuation operations to rescue their citizens from the latest outbreak of xenophobic hostility. Yani tulisema tu hatuta support South Africa World Cup, wakasema tutajua mahali tutawapatia.
But Messina, it was a bad place. No food, no toilet nice, and water too. Not right. But here is better, at least. We sleep nice, that side we just sleep, we just sitting. All people cry like that. Not me only. many people they cry from that side.
It's comfortable. You walk freely, you speak the language freely, no one questions you. So I'm happy that I'm going to be free. Because yet and sometimes, even in the checks, you don't have to speak your language. They will look at you like something. So.
The Zimbabwean women and children stand, so they separated the men and the women. This is where the ladies and the children are, and as you can see, it's not ideal. They wait here until they can get a bus to leave. It might be a day, it might be 2 days, and some of them have been here longer, depending on the availability of the buses. So we try to make them comfortable. We've given them soap, face cloths, baby wipes, diapers. That's a very big need. Diapers, just so that they can clean themselves and clean their children. We're just worried about disease outbreak in the.
Let me just say that I expected better from humanity, but then humanity has a way of surprising us, and not always in the best of ways. I do hope the families and everyone else manages to get back to their home countries safe and sound. They need the break, yeah? Now, just months after a spectacular 93 million euro heist at the Louvre in Paris, a gang of highly strategic thieves has struck again. This time, making away with a massive haul of crystal jewelry worth close to 4 million euros from the iconic Lalique Museum in northeastern France. The masked gang pulled off the early morning operation in Wing-en-Sur, Moda, by forcing open a door and smashing through 6 display cases, completely bypassing the high-tech security systems that had been put on high alert following last year's historic theft of the French crown jewels. But in a twist that sounds like a typical case of local administrative sluggishness, the museum's private security company completely dropped the ball, failing to dispatch guards or alert the authorities. When the alarms went off, and that left a thoroughly confused cleaning lady to discover the crime scene and call the police instead. While investigators want to analyze the CCTV footage, local authorities believe the gang were seasoned specialists who knew exactly how to exploit the security loophole, especially since the stolen crystal pieces cannot be melted down like regular gold, leaving the museum closed for business and French galleries once again wondering if the security guards are simply paid to sleep on the job. Now, how can that even happen twice? Marambili, Joe. Of course, different locations, but if someone's getting rich out here. I am not endorsing anything. I'm just saying it's wild that happened twice at the same in the same country. Now, governments love calling health workers heroes. Lakini authorities in DRC seem to think that heroism can actually pay rent. Now, why do I say this? Juu hawajalipwa. They've been risking their lives dealing with COVID patients, the COVID situation. Not COVID. I meant Ebola, and hawalipwi. How do you think this makes them specifically feel? Pesa unafanya kazi yako, risking your life, of course, risking your family's lives because you're the people you interact with, having to deal with this. And it is not sitting well with them. To see exactly what I mean, check in the video. Okay. Wamesema there is no sorry, hakuna video, but I do really feel sorry for the DRC medical workers. I genuinely believe that they deserve more than that. Yes, and this seems like a problem in face Mali in a lot of places all at once. Yeah, it feels like it's a big problem that is faced of countrywide, yeah? Now, not even just countrywide, I'd say nationally or internationally, the whole of Africa, we are facing this one same problem. Many people keep working and they don't get their pay, and this is a very, very serious situation to be in. I don't think that it is fair for many people, many workers. And of course, now at least we have legal loopholes, legal directions that people can actually take. And let me just leave it at this. Niko sure watasaidika sawa. Now, Australian wildfires, Australian wildlife officials are begging other enthusiastic fans to give space to Neil, a massive one-ton southern elephant seal who was taken over a beachside town in Tasmania and completely refuses to respect human authority. The 5-year-old social media sensation has amassed a staggering 1.4 million followers on TikTok by acting like a complete neighborhood menace. With his recent crime spree, including, of course, flattening traffic bollards, destroying public fences, and picking physical fights with parked Toyotas. Amekata, like the 5-year-old social media sensation has amassed a staggering 1.4 million followers on TikTok now by acting like a complete neighborhood menace with his recent crime spree now. Let me say this again, including flattening traffic bollards, destroying public fences, and picking physical fights with parked Toyotas to practice for adult dominance battles. Wildlife experts note that while Neil's habit of sleeping in the middle of the road and canoodling with orange traffic cones has made him a viral hero, reckless fans are carrying small babies close to the giant mammal just to get a photo for Instagram, fearing a dangerous encounter that could force them to take drastic measures. Authorities are pleading with the public to stop sharing the seal's location online, reminding everyone that while it may look like Neil's world, humans still have to, of course, find safe ways to coexist before his massive weight triples in adulthood. Kumbuka bado ni mtoi. Now, this story is going to be sad for many people who are not me. But of course, I'll give Ronaldo my respect. Yes, we're talking about Ronaldo. Jujana waligongwa na Spain in a very painful goal, 1-0. I watched that game. He did say it's just another game, but anyway. Football fans in Portugal are officially nursing the mother of all sports hangovers after Cristiano Ronaldo played his final international match against Spain at the World Cup, prompting his hometown of Madeira to throw him a spectacular high-tech farewell using a massive fleet of synchronized drones. The stunning aerial display lit up the night sky to honor the legendary forward, who literally carried the global reputation of the small island on his back for over 2 decades, while shattering almost every international goal-scoring record in existence. Now, while local fans watched the illuminated drones recreate his iconic number 7 jersey and legendary Sui celebration high above the Atlantic, sports analysts noted that the emotional send-off marks the absolute end of a golden era for Portuguese football. Even as the national team prepares to transition into a terrifyingly quiet post-Ronaldo reality, the spectacular homecoming tribute proved that while the football icon is finally hanging up his international roots, his legacy remains firmly anchored as the greatest export his country has ever seen. All banter aside, he was a great player, and of course he's still with us. Honestly, am I crazy to believe that he will make it back? I know he's 41, 42, but am I crazy to believe Atarudi? Yes, of course I know Messi. Messi is of course going to win this World Cup. I support Messi. But Ronaldo, big ups to you, man. You've achieved a lot. Even though you didn't win this World Cup, you've still achieved a lot in your career. Now, you guys take care, have a lovely day. Tuko na the one TV47 at 1. And jioni kama kawaida, Daddy Mato will be here with the Now Report again. Take care, have a lovely day, guys.